Hello everybody and welcome to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 12 Week 2. Today's match, Panic at the Rosh Pit versus the GGs. Now
Sure
this
is.
is definitely going to be one of the more interesting matches in this lineup, I think.
5 seconds remaining.
I heard something very interesting, actually, fairly recently, right? Old TRASHBOAT here, former winner of this very tournament, won one of these seasons. And there are two different winners on the GGs, I believe. So two very high quality teams here, very strong teams, very, have to be at least partial favorites to do it all again. Starting out with some very interesting bans. Panic at the Rosh Pit hates pause 3s and is getting rid of Clockwork and Mars, while the GGs
hate initiating pause 3s.
instantly knocking Viper out of the rotation. You know, if you hate initiating pause 3s, there's somebody else I think of before I think of these two, but, I guess it's like one-man initiate pause 3s. I mean, Marv can initiate on a lot of people, but he's pretty much equally as good at jumping on one guy.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
Slardar also going down for the GGs.
5 seconds remaining.
No real theme to these bans. Might be just respect bans. It's hard to say.
Dire team pick.
Centaur Warrunner coming up first. It's a pretty bold stand there.
Another first phase Centaur.
If you remember from the first week, Panic at the Rosh Pit is one of those more cult of the offensive style teams. They like to fight a lot, they like to fight hard, and Centaur Warrunner, he certainly plays well into that.
5 seconds remaining.
This cast, by the way, sponsored by Zoo Tycoon Dota 2 Edition, now available on several gaming platforms.
Name one.
Steam.
Dire team
I don't believe you.
Well, you can go on not believing me then.
Pit Lord coming up, very much almost opposite to Centaur Warrunner in a lot of ways.
Yep.
He even also has like 4 legs and all that. I mean, he's a very just distinct counterpart, more or less.
5 seconds remaining.
It's like how in the early days of Dota 1 you'd have like the Sentinel and the Scourge counterparts.
Right. Yeah,
Like Centaur and Underlord.
Yeah. Except, I believe they're both on the Dire, but
Probably.
Or on the Scourge, as it were.
Centaur could be Sentinel, I can see that.
I think he's Scourge.
Radiant team pick.
I think Centaurs are like Horde aligned vaguely in Warcraft.
Yeah, they are.
Jakiro coming out. If Underlord's 4, there's our supports. If he's 3, then there's,
It's probably 3.
Yeah, probably 3.
10 seconds
2 guys
remaining.
to disrupt that team fight.
5 seconds.
Definitely GG's thinking about Panic at the Rosh Pit style of play here. You know, that's 2 guys, Underlord and Jakiro both, who like to, who can really easily just put... Oh, Phoenix here. It's a interesting combo. We saw the GG's, I believe, using Phoenix to pretty good effect in the first round.
So Pitlord and Jakiro aren't necessarily great against Phoenix, so it's a good pick so far, but it's pretty
10
early.
seconds remaining.
So
Right.
you can see like, I don't know, like a Drow Ranger or something just to screw that up. Like a Snapfire.
The cores might be able to deal with Phoenix, but then, you're picking a core specifically to deal with the support doing that. That's never quite the most ideal thing to do.
It's true.
Knocking out Jug immediately. The GG's, funnily enough, going after Ursa.
Yeah, Ursa's
Showing
pretty,
Showing in no uncertain terms, they're not really afraid of that Phoenix.
yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Panic at the Rosh Pit saying, if you thought you could ignore our Phoenix by spinning to winning, you ain't gonna be doing that, and you're not gonna be using Kunkka here either. Likely just another respect ban there. Or it could be leading to something. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head who exactly I would be
10
thinking of
seconds
picking
remaining.
banning Kunkka, but, you know, I'm sure there's several
He's
heroes
not a
out
good-
there.
5 seconds.
Centaur
remaining.
doesn't match up well against him because
Right.
you know, his ult
Get
is just
X'd,
nullified.
yeah. At least on one person it will be. Though, you know, Panic at the Rosh Pit, knowing how Panic at the Rosh Pit likes to play, it's likely that we're going to see a lot more offensive Centaur ults than defensive based.
And it's another like counterpart, you know, Phoenix and Jakiro.
Radiant team ban.
They look pretty similar.
Yeah, they both fly, and they both
Yeah.
have something to do with heat, and that's about it.
Yeah.
GG's banning up the Lie Stealer. Again, another good Phoenix counter that they're just getting rid of. Just absolutely showing no fear for
10
Phoenix here.
seconds remaining.
A little surprising, the
5
Lie
seconds
Stealer ban,
remaining.
I must say. I feel like he'd actually work fairly well with the lineups on both sides so far for the GGs.
Actually, yeah.
You'll beat the hell out of the HP balloon that is Centaur Warrunner, jumping the Underlord for a funny surprise, all that sort of
Yep.
stuff.
Dire team ban.
Panic at the Rosh Pit, thinking about that Troll Warlord, not a bad idea. And it's another hero that's very antithetical to how Panic sort of plays, so getting rid of him
Yep.
not only saves Phoenix, it also kind of saves how their composition
10
tends to work.
seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Void Spirit also getting knocked out here. Void Spirit's one of those heroes that I feel like is not generally ever that bad of an idea to ban at this moment.
Right, his pick
He-
rate isn't that high in this league, but
Right. And the thing with Void Spirit
10
is that he's
seconds
always sort
remaining.
of a very difficult hero to factory. It's like Invoker in a lot of ways,
5
actually.
seconds remaining.
It doesn't really matter what your team needs. Void Spirit can, for the most part, bring whatever you're looking for to the table.
yeah.
If you need a lot of burst, he can go for burst. If you need a really slippery guy who can just get some pickoffs, he can do that for you. If you need silence and a large AoE,
Big AoE sounds.
he can do that for you, buddy. GG's taking a minute here.
Radiant
Yeah, they're
team.
thinking. What do you got?
Shadow
Alright, Shaman.
Shaman.
So 3 Underlord, as expected.
Right. So far, GG's, I will say, it's kind of hard to see the theme of the
10
GG's so
seconds
much.
remaining.
They are 3 good heroes against how Panic at the Rosh Pit
5
plays, but I don't know if they
seconds remaining.
really have terribly much chemistry with each other. That's okay as long as they have chemistry with the Pause 1 and 2 at the very least.
Yep. It's plenty of AoE CC.
Right.
Shaman's not necessarily AoE CC, but
Perhaps the idea here is
it's 2
to
AoE abilities anyway, so.
perhaps the idea here is to super focus on an individual getting ward trapped, because you could really mess somebody up if they were in that circle, you know? Standing in the Pit Lord stuff, standing in Macropyre, and standing in between the wards. If that happens to you, you are totally screwed.
Unless you're Phoenix.
10
In which case you
seconds
press
remaining.
R and then you probably die anyway.
The only issue with this
5
setup
seconds
is they don't
remaining.
really have that much cohesion as far as actually setting each other's stuff up. You know, Shaman can't start because, you know, the most reliable way he can start just means he can't throw any more spells in. Ice Path is nice, but that's like a, you know, a very short stun. For a lot of people, but it is a very short stun. Same with the Pit Lord stun. So they got a very short window to bring this all together. It is a lot of pain if they do. But it's very specific timing.
And you have to think about the
Dire
heroes
team pick.
that are being picked here, you know, for Panic.
Right.
Aside from the TA, I mean, like the 3, 4, 5, right? It's a lot of stun.
Drow Ranger.
So if Shaman wants to initiate on their pause 1, whoever it'll be, you know, he's just gonna get stunned by everyone.
Right. If he wants to initiate on Phoenix or Centaur, they both have escapes, and Ogre Magi is really not worth this
10
combo,
seconds
so
remaining.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Someone like a Templar Assassin is, but
Oh,
again,
for
you
sure.
know, you have Ogre throwing in stuns, you have Centaur throwing in stuns, you know, you're getting Fire Spirits dumped on your head. Maybe even a Sun, you know?
Ember Spirit was banned.
Sure was.
10 seconds
I
remaining.
feel like the Spirits have a dramatically higher ban rate in this tournament than they do
5
actual
seconds
pick rate.
remaining.
Yeah.
But you know who has an astounding pick
Radiant
rate in this
team
tournament?
banned.
Ogre Magi.
Ogre Magi, who's here again,
Yeah.
baby. Spectre also seems to be banned a lot more than picked here.
Right.
Dire team banned.
It's like Wisp a couple years back in the competitive scene.
Then once again, all spirits, aside from Earth Spirit, are now knocked out. You
Yeah,
think we're going to
gonna
see
get
the
Spirit one.
yeah, the ultimate, the most daring pick in the universe,
10
Earth Spirit
seconds
1,
remaining.
or 2 potentially. They could be Drow 1.
Yeah, it's
Panic
probably
at the-
draw
5
one.
seconds
I mean,
remaining.
really
Pa-
bro 1 and a 2.
Panic at the Rosh pit certainly seems to believe it's going to be Drow 1.
Draw Ranger
GG's,
mid against Templar is not a good matchup for her. So I'm not surprised if she doesn't go mid.
Radiant team pick.
It's like Draw
GG's.
can technically mess with a lot of what Templar does, but she doesn't really have a great answer to shield aside from multi-shot, and that's easy
Right.
to time around, and she also melts really easily.
Got the Phantom Lancer here, just another guy who, looks like Panic at the Rosh pit strategy is to, is big on skirmish, basically. They
Yeah.
want to come in, they want to pick somebody in really short order, get the hell out of
10
there, or move
seconds
on to the
remaining.
next guy.
It's
5
definitely a good
seconds
strategy to
remaining.
think about with a Drow Ranger, because she's not defensively based. Like, she has one defensive skill, and it's not what you would consider, like, close to one of the best defensive skills in the game.
It's also a good way to avert sort of the combo of the 3 through 5 crew on the GGs.
Yep.
From 5 all the way to 1, the only person who's really going to be at strong risk of getting just completely, you know, having the bucket dropped on their head here is Templar Assassin, and that's not ideal. It's not ideal for your 2 to be in that scenario. But even TA very likely could, as the game goes on, start to get to the point where, well, Jakiro and Shaman can't get close enough to start their little funny business. Got Puck here to play mid for the GGs.
And Puck, very good counter initiate. Slippery hero. Doesn't get caught easily.
And big AoE silence, which could actually put a damper in quite a lot of these people here. Also, the Dream Coil can help the Jakiro, Shaman, and Underlord sort of
Yep.
combo action going off.
Everyone's got sets except for Underlord.
Hey, you never know, Jakiro might not have a set.
That's true.
10 seconds
Doesn't have many
remaining.
cosmetics, old Jakiro.
I like Shaman's
5
Candle.
seconds
It's a pretty good skin.
Yeah.
I also like how he's not using the skin that every shaman in the world uses. Oh, see, Jakiro? No skin. In fact, his name is Rito Plux Fix. He's playing the wrong goddamn game.
Wow.
I believe that might be a stand-in. I don't think Rito Plux Fix. I don't remember seeing that name last week. I might be wrong about that. Apologies to Rito Plux Fix if you are not, in fact, a stand-in.
Yeah, I don't know.
See, you have the perfect ability to look it up as this game starts here.
Guess in theory I could, but
You're not
Yeah.
going to, because this is a
A
very
little lazy,
professional
sorry.
cast.
yeah.
If only Ocelot were still alive and with us and we could make him do it.
Yeah. I'm sure he would do it.
Oh, yeah. I like how 3 people have the panic clan tag on Panic at the Rosh Pit, but not Boss, the captain of the team.
That's pretty sad.
Of course, Comrade
What?
Chris does.
It's pretty finicky to like change your pro name in Dota. It's like spaghetti code.
Right. Dude, you can see Puck's brain, that's crazy. Alright, finally. After what feels like forever, we're finally here. Alright, time for calls. Panic at the Rosh Pit. Position 3, the Banana Stand. Position 1, Gnatic, and that's Centaur and PL respectively. Pause, I believe, 4 is Boss, the team captain. Pause 2, former winner, TRASHBOAT. And Drow Ranger laughing in stereo. Pause
And a level
5,
one
Comrade
smoke
Chris. Yeah, we got some level 1 smoke, which Comrade Chris might be eating for breakfast.
Maybe. You just walked a little off to the side there. Lucky.
Sure did, and they smoked in fountains, so it's already worn off on them. And I believe Jakiro just walked by the outposts there, which is a bit unfortunate. Gets circled for his troubles by PL, and by his, I mean literally all of them.
Yep.
TA pings PL. TA pings PL again. Alright, so, on the other side of the equation, we've got, Rito, Plaz Fix on, I believe that's Puz. Well, actually, I'm gonna hold until these guys scatter to their lanes, so, I could be confident on the supports and all that.
The battle begins.
Do you know that
Super
London
cool.
is an Irani Smurf?
I didn't know that.
It's also a former winner in this tournament. He's also their Pause 2 and the captain.
Wow.
London on Puck. Rito, Plux Fix, Pause 5 Jakiro, Devirus, Pause 1, Drow Ranger.
It's also
Pasky.
an Irani Smurf.
Pasky, I believe that's the other victor on this team, though I might be an idiot. Apologies if I'm wrong, but I believe Pasky is the other victor on this lineup. On Pause 3, Pit Lord, and Heatwave on Pause 4, Shadow Shaman.
Alright.
This should be exciting. Let's see how it goes. Starting off a little slow here. Well, for the most part, it seems like you just got supports kind of poking each other, TRASHBOAT and London kind of poking at each other.
Yep.
Very interesting matchup here if you consider the sort of LD2L pedigree these two have. I will say, Puck against TA, maybe not the most ideal matchup per se. I doubt Puck was picked to win mid specifically rather than just do good over the course of the game. But old Puck, not too great at dealing with that much damage that consistently, and Puck's got the silence, sure, but
Doesn't have a great answer to the shield either.
right.
You know, no DOTs, no particularly quick attacks. I mean, the quickest way to break it would just be
Autoing
throw a
it.
ball at her and then auto it, yeah.
Yeah.
Such
You
as
can see
here,
it
where
happening here,
it's not
just-
really working out.
Right. Some funny creep equilibrium shenanigans happening here in the top lane, though seems nothing really ultimately much happened there. I believe that might have been an attempted funny pull by Jakiro that just didn't go too well. Banana Stand and Boss,
Oh, it's
both
taking
in
a lot of
little
damage. PL might be dead. Yep.
trouble. Oh, PL's actually dead over here. Died during the middle of a fight. We're actually having fights all over the map right now. Every single lane, there's something
Oh, yeah.
fun going on.
Team PL got shackled.
Yeah. Shaman is not gonna die for this.
No.
Greetings.
Denied.
Puck quite handily rushed the bottle here. Got that very, very quickly. Though TA just got hers in
Dire's
kind.
middle tower is under attack.
Oh, looks like PL got his heat back.
Yep. Turn back around on him.
Shaman just stayed a little overly long down here. The little overly low HP, I suppose. I was about to say
Yeah.
underly high, but that's even dumber sounding than overly low, so you know.
Yeah.
Underly Lord. There we go. Phoenix getting... Oh, he is... He might be dead.
Dead. Yeah.
Yep. There he goes. Gets shut down by the Jakiro.
Multi-shot does a lot of damage. It's actually deceptively good damage in lane.
Right. Not only is it using your base attack, you actually get a damage bonus on it as well. Doing a little over double, even at level 2 here.
Denied.
I believe, yeah, Frost Arrows also add additional damage as well, and that just gets compounded by the percentile bonus with that.
Yep.
A prize.
Take a look at the old last hits chart. While PL just kind of beats up Underlord here. Oh, this might be him getting beat right up in return.
Up there, yeah.
Dire's middle tower is under
Luckily for him, he's got that W level by now, so he can just kind of pop out of it whenever he's not stunned.
Yep.
Another Underlord putting a lot of pressure here on this lane, though I feel like PL has quite a few better answers to it than some of the other lanes we've seen this guy in so far.
Yep.
Comrade Chris getting tipped by his pause 1 for some reason.
He pulled. What a guy.
Yeah, he pulled.
I actually didn't, but
Yeah, he
we can
pulled.
pretend he did.
Yeah, he pulled. Good job, Comrade Chris. Truly, you
I
are
really
the people support.
Said something funny in VC, is what I assume.
Yeah, he was like, Comrade Lancer, you must redistribute the wealth to the Abyssal Underlord, and that's why Pitlord has more last hits than him.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a very interesting sound. I hope that picked up as good as it sounded on voice chat. Phoenix once again looking to be in a bit of trouble here.
Structures are fortified.
I believe he's gonna, yeah, he's gonna be fine, but boy, he's not in a great spot here. This lane has really got a lot of damage to drop on Phoenix's head, and Centaur just can't quite play point guard effectively enough to keep him alive.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Two mids are near the not the top of the chart for last hits, which isn't too surprising, though. TA has 10 over Puck, more or less.
Right.
Plus quite handily more denies, so say this isn't quite the worst
Dire's middle tower
outcome
is under
that it could have
attack.
been for Puck, but this is not the most
Oh,
ideal
boy.
either.
A bit of an awkward spot here too.
Yeah. Probably gonna be
Dodge.
fine. Yep.
Was dead if he didn't dodge that.
Got that salve to avoid popping that DD.
Yep. Wants that for a rotation, I would imagine.
More than likely. Dorito, please fix. Going once again in on the Centaur War Runner here.
Yep. He's
Who
probably
was
dead.
dead,
Level
yeah.
6. Yeah.
Die alone. Amateur.
Damn.
And then gets BM'd.
I like his old magic wand build going on.
For the stats.
It's true.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
TRASHBOAT even chipping away at the tower now. Actually has got a level up on Puck here.
Yep.
Puck just matched 7, but still has quite, you know. What is this nonsense now? Jakiro invading the triangle.
He's getting a
Tries
little,
the ice path to save himself, but he ain't going nowhere.
overconfident.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Not the most ideal TP scroll in the world.
Thought the Phoenix was just easy pickings.
Could have been.
Nothing's easy in Dota.
Nope. Well, bots are pretty easy.
Ah, that's true.
Buying a teleport scroll is also pretty easy unless you're out of money.
That's true.
Shadow Shaman's death came fairly easy to Phantom Lancer there, who just pretty much casually ran over him.
Is under attack.
Right.
It's very concerning for this offlane, actually, that now PL's at 6, really, unless Pit Lord's stuff is all up. They don't have a lot to stop them at this juncture.
I think to be fair, I would be a little more concerned if I was the other offlane, because Drow is really prospering right now.
Yeah. She's 3rd place overall for last. It's actually about on parity with her mid. Far more denies as well.
Yeah, just denying
also
the
one-on-one.
Radiant offlane of really anything. I mean, Centaur is not doing horrendously, like, disaster tier bad for last hits farm, but Phoenix certainly has just been hung out to dry.
Yeah, he is also the lowest.
Radiant's courier
Oh,
has been
goodbye to Ogre Magi's courier. He is lowest core for last hits.
Yep.
Panic at the Rosh pit had a little bit of a rotation here at bot. The GGs actually rotated even harder than they did.
Tower is under attack.
It's like, oh, well, Phoenix is just casually green coiled. Phoenix is level 3. This is very tragic.
Yeah. Everywhere Phoenix goes, he just gets stepped on. It's a
Yep.
little sad.
That poor bird is only level 3 as well. I understand why Phoenix is down here. It's not a bad idea, because Phoenix desperately needs some levels, needs even some farm, arguably. It's never a good position to be in when you're like a pause 3 or 4 and you need to get some farm, but I would say Bossier probably does.
Right.
GG is just knocking this tower right over.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Yep. A little extra golden map control for them.
Under attack.
And that's traditional for this tournament. First tower to fall is, of course, Radiant safe lane.
I think the safe lane tier 1 is a really important tower right now, because that whole like area around it in the jungle is basically unsafe if the tower is not up.
Right, especially if it's not up fairly early.
Yep.
We have a bit of a jump attempt on Ogre Magi and TA at mid, though instant Centaur ult means it goes nowhere.
Dire's
Of
top
course, it's
tower
only
is
2
under
camps,
attack.
so it's not that much of a disaster if it's not available, but it still, you know, cuts into the farm. Oh,
The GG's putting every effort they can to getting TA here. It actually succeeds very
Radiant structures are
dramatically.
fortified.
and they get to kill on that Drow Ranger too, who's already had a great lane phase.
Dire's
Yep.
structures are fortified.
Very strong start for the GG's here.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's
Ogre
middle
Magi
tower is
Bad
in
start, yeah.
very, just as bad of a situation as a man can possibly be in.
They're just deathballing them.
Pretty much.
How do
Just
you answer
ran
this?
right over them in that fight. And just take another
Dire's
tower
top
for the Wrecking
tower
Crew.
is under attack.
Centaur Warrunner is the next one who's in the line of fire. Though Drow Ranger maybe didn't realize Jakiro was so close.
Okay, ice bath.
Yeah, still doesn't really matter here. Centaur Warrunner, without any boots, just can't even hope to walk away from all this slow.
Yep.
Phoenix just
Good.
barely snipes the Underlord there, almost pays with his life. Has egg now, I believe that got him to 6, so now he can
Dire's
casually
middle
pop
tower
that
has
ult.
fallen.
TA actually coming back around with the tower there.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The answer
Oh,
that
boy.
oh well, this could be bad for Shaman. Just casually popping snakes on TA here, but
Yeah. Okay. Didn't have mana for the shackles, I don't think.
Yep.
It happens. If he did, I'm not sure anything necessarily would have happened. I mean, Underlord was kind of close, so he wasn't close enough that TA would still be shackled when he got here.
yeah, probably wouldn't still be shackled, but might still be alive. If Underlord had gotten the pit off while TA was still standing in the snakes, then at the very
Right.
least TA would have needed to stop hitting Shaman and start hitting the snakes, which would have put her in a very bad position.
Yep.
Dire's top tower has
Panic
fallen.
found the response to the GGs that they were looking for, it seems, and if they want a death ball, then they won't have anything to run over here. just spreading out so much that their sort of attempts to 5-man on one guy
Dire's
just
top tower is
aren't
under
going
attack.
very well for them. They're just being forced to split up.
Dire are
Yeah.
scanning.
It's not to their strength at this moment. Dire appear to be assuming an early Rosh attempt, but that's not exactly the case. Speaking of assuming, PL getting some good dodges here and a lot of abilities, so he now must eat a lot of Macropire for breakfast.
Yep.
Oh, he might be
Not
dead here.
Yeah,
Oh, he's
coiled.
definitely dead.
Unfortunate.
Not a great scenario. Not what you wanted to happen there. At the very least, he's it's not gonna give up that much. His net worth isn't all that great at this point.
Yep.
Still buying himself a magic wand for instance. Oh, we're going
Oh,
real
boy.
aggressive, real quick here. Centaur Warrunner wants to just take the fight to them, but the puck silence just completely ruins any idea of getting anything done here.
Oh man, poor Phoenix. He was in such a good position for a stun. He just got the tail end of that puck silence.
Yep. On the other hand,
Wow.
PL, who already popped up, just went top 8 Shaman, just very casually.
Just eat him with that diffusal.
It's not a great day to be Shadow Shaman, it seems. Seems like now he's in Phoenix's former position, and just wherever he goes, somebody just pops out of nowhere and eats him.
Yeah, he's in the unenviable position of being the easiest kill against like a team that's desperate for kills. So
Right.
whenever he shows up, they just take whatever they can from him.
It is notable, at the very least, that despite what it might look like on the surface,
Dire's top
the
tower
gold
is
advantage
under
is
attack.
actually with Panic at the Rosh Pit at the moment.
Yep.
It's not much of a gold advantage, but the fact that they're not at a
The Templar.
disadvantage.
PL as well.
Almost. Yeah, TA is getting very far and very quick.
They've both basically just been, you know, farm first sort of
Right.
gameplay.
It's not it's gonna be hard, I think, for the Dire to make a great response to TA here. I mean, they have Jakiro, who can basically completely inert the shield, and she's not gonna be able to meld basically. Well, she's going to be able to meld, but not for more than like a second, basically ever, or else, you know, TA just gonna die instantly.
Yep.
But on the other hand, if she's able to get a lot of damage off very quickly in these fights, she's going to be able to do a lot. Because, I mean, let's just be frank, right? Puck, squishy.
Dire's
Jakiro,
bottom
fairly
tower is
squishy.
under
Drow
attack.
Ranger, squishy. Shadow
Oh,
Shaman,
boy.
squishy. And TA getting jumped here. Centaur
Oh.
Warrunner says just hell no. Not dealing with that today. Not giving the Dire a
Radiant's top
fight
tower
at all,
is
in
under
fact.
attack.
Yep. They just
The,
completely pull out.
The only one who's getting a fight here is the
Regeneration.
Pit Lord,
Lord of the
who
Pits
is
over here,
just
yeah.
who's gonna be in the pits in a minute here.
Yeah.
Tries to ult out, just does not avail there.
Radiant's
Like
top
the
tower
TB
is
from
under
Jakiro earlier, a bit unfortunate timing on that as well, because he just put a 120-second cooldown on Dark Rift for really no reason.
Yep.
It happens. One thing I will say is, I feel like perhaps his skill leveling so far hasn't been the most ideal for the setup they have. I feel like leaning more into Pit of Malice would be doing them some good with the old Death Ball strat.
Radiant's
I understand
top
why
tower
he's
is
not
under
doing it,
attack.
don't get me wrong. There is a good
Radiant
reason that he's
structures
not,
are
but I feel like there's a
Yeah.
better reason that he could, if that makes sense.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Phoenix and Shadow Shaman, just all the supports just casually poking each other here. Shadow
Oh,
Shaman getting bad pinged furiously by TA for some reason.
Yeah.
TA, I guess, being a Shadow Shaman denier. Fnatic is just having nothing to do with this game so far. He doesn't want any part of the Death Ball. He doesn't want any part of these team fights. He just wants to be safe. He just wants to farm it up.
Pick people who come over there.
Right, like the Underlord here again.
Yep. Hello.
He's
Not
doing
that-
a hell of a lot of damage here. That That
Yep.
Firestorm is deceptively strong. Oh, we have a
He has
Centaur
a
ult.
little 10 talent for it too, I believe.
Phoenix just barely doesn't make it out of the sun. Shaman
Yep.
might be dead here.
Are scattered.
And it's gonna.
Wow, made it to Fountain
Yep.
with 15 HP. So did TA. She had a little more than
Oh
that at
boy.
least. Big Macropire, but not enough stun there to get anything
Yeah.
done with it. Pit Lord, notably, still at top, still just trying to deal with Matic.
Trying to
Though
deny
at
a
this
little
point,
bit of
I must say, it's going to be hard for him to get much done. Without any mana, Pit Lord is really not much. And PL is just making absolute sure he just never has any to use. I don't know if Pit Lord or if PL even realizes actually how little mana the Pit Lord here has. But he
Visibility.
doesn't really want to run the risk here.
The PL illusions proc the Pit Lord aura
I'm not
when
sure.
they die.
He sure has a lot
It's
of
looking
damage.
like yes, yeah. So that is a little dangerous if he decides to fight him.
Right.
Seems like kind of a counter pick if that is indeed the case.
As long as the illusions are in fact dying. It
Yeah.
does certainly make this Vanguard a good purchase, and it would certainly make for a great argument. I mean, PL is always a good argument to get Crimson Guard, basically. Just Crimson in general inerts his hero so much. Inerts
Yep.
the illusions, inerts him himself, because he doesn't even really do that great of damage. I mean, right now with all the output he's got, still like, you know, not terribly much per shot on anyone, even with that guard up. He's still doing less than 100 per shot.
Yep.
Before you account for armor and everything. Got a little setup here happening in the triangle.
Centaur ulti.
They know where they are, but nope. Centaur ult sees what's happening and says never mind to that.
Yep.
Guess they weren't quite in the position that they thought the Dire were.
And Puck's not really the target you necessarily want to go on.
Right.
Like if you want to find someone with like a Centaur ulti, it's a Drow Ranger. It's not Puck.
Right. Yeah, Puck can just tell you to get the hell out of here pretty effectively. Now with that, we're back to a bit of, you know, uncharacteristically for both of these teams, I would say, just kind of a bit of downtime here.
Yep, slowing down the pace, gambling on winning late.
Right. I'll say this much: I think it's definitely not to the GG's benefit to run late here. I'd say Drow scales about as well as PL. Not PL, I'd say TA, really. Drow scales about as well as TA, and nobody really scales to the point of PL, I would say.
A little bit of a skirmisher.
Yep. Basically, the GG's just kind of poking their heads in, taking a tower for free here. Kind of come to the realization, I think, that the Radiant... Oh, man, big silence here. Just Phoenix and the Ogre Magi completely knocked out of the battle.
Good coil too to keep the cores out of being able to do anything about it, basically.
Right. They've sort of come to the realization, the GGs have, I think, that the Panic at the Rosh pit does not want to get initiated on to any significant degree. They only want to jump on them, right? They're basically looking for overextend and pick right now, but if the GGs don't present them that opportunity, they can actually get a lot done with that space there, because Panic has to give a lot of space to let that go. Oh, they found TA here. This could be pretty big. Everybody's just TPing in. Everybody's trying to get something done here to stop this, but just no avail. In fact, everybody who's going in is just dying, like Centaur Warrunner here, who is just on the floor. Drow Ranger is officially godlike. PL barely dodging the Puck's silence, but I don't think it's going to avail him to any degree. Got the Phoenix Sun down here, but
Oh boy.
Drow
It's a
speaking
fat drow.
exclusively in stereo. Yeah, Drow is getting very disproportionately well fed, though it is notable that she's not actually beating the Radiant Cores by that much. She certainly will be a much more valuable or a much more tangible threat with this, though. Just casually doing Rosh here, the Radiant have no ability to respond to this.
Yep. Throwing
Phoenix
some
is
fire to make it a
certainly
little
going
annoying.
to
Oh boy.
make a play here. Fortunately, the sun just went down the last fight to no avail.
Yep.
I actually have to back here. That Rosh actually personally just did way
He
too
is
much
in a
damage.
really-
Yeah.
Awkward position.
Yeah. Nobody wants to fight this except for TA, basically, it looks like. Though Centaur thinks better of it at the very end. Oh, TA! Oh, barely going down to Puck before she
Wow.
dies. Trow Ranger actually really low here. PL is hungry, baby. He's silenced, but not for long. The Mantis Style Depergent. Drow is dead. PL gets the godlike. Oh, man.
And a triple.
Oh,
Ultra.
no, the throw, Rosh. PL gets an Ultra and a Beyond Godlike, and he gets
Yeah.
Roshan for free.
It's a bit daunting.
This is everything Natick could have ever hoped for in his life. This
Yeah.
is Christmas, this is his birthday. Hell, this is Hanukkah too, all rolled together for this guy. It's a very unfortunate issue there for them. They just literally, they couldn't beat Rosh. Rosh just creamed them. Just
Yeah.
kept spamming his little AoE stun and he's
Then all
completely
the
ruined him.
Phoenix damage came into the pit.
Right. Certainly a, oh, and now we wait. Certainly a good display of the sort of damage that Phoenix is able to do in a very short amount of time if you are forced to stay in an area.
Yep.
Funnily enough, I feel like Phoenix actually would have done better with the Underlord this game. You know, would have worked a little better if the pause series were the other way around. Centaur hasn't really been able to get much done with this hoof stomp. It's basically been, for his contribution in fights so far this game has basically been walk into 5, do return damage, and right-click away from them as you kind of slowly die.
Yep.
He's gotten a lot of good ult soft, don't get me wrong. It's not because the Banana Stand personally is playing badly, it's just because, you know, he can't get in. You know, blink
Right.
in, get half of your hoof stomp off before you get either stunned or silenced, and then it's just over.
Yep.
You know, looking to take himself a little tower here. Jakiro, very casual Macropyre once again.
Yep. It's a tower defense macro fire. It's just gonna kill the entire wave. Make it a little more annoying.
Well, most of the wave anyway. Unfortunately for Jakiro, the old catapult
This
sort
is
of
gonna
put
make it a lot more annoying.
yeah, sort of put a stop to that.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They
Yeah,
will
just
ultimately
brought
take
in
Dora fully.
BKB.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That TA BKB is going to mean a lot, actually. This is a very cast and magic
Radiant
damage oriented
structures are
team.
fortified.
The Dire
Yeah,
tries
Puck
to
BKB.
Dire tries to split and rat
Or
the
not BKB. Ag Scepter.
Dire tries to split and rat out here. But unfortunately for them, they really don't have any objective damage at all. You know, Puck, especially with that Philosopher's Stone, is really not doing any sort of noticeable damage to these things. So
Yep.
even with all that room and all that space, they couldn't get much done except blow up some waves. The only person they have who's able to knock down objectives is the one person who wasn't there to do so. Our Rangers just taking that time to get some casual farm, try to make some of that money
Dire's
lost
middle
back.
tower is under attack.
Yep.
Picked up Amanda of her own, which is going to be good for her to some degree, though. It's not much to purge off there. It's basically the Ogre Ignite and the Phoenix W, which is pretty big. You do not want that attack speed slow on you. PL casually,
Puck's pretty close to Sheepstick. Puck is.
right? PL casually picking up hard here.
Yep. It's an ultra kill gold.
Mm-hmm. Looking for a shard next up. Very annoying shard to deal with, so
Yep.
no surprise there. PL being very forward here, has found Jakiro casually in the jungle,
Oh, yeah.
and the Glimmer Cape comes out. PL is alone here.
He's a little flurry, yeah. He's still leashing, he's dead.
His team captured the outpost, which is the good news. Centaur ults just to get everybody just close enough to do something about this.
Yeah.
Instant
Oh, good dodge.
frame perfect dodge on PL there. Phoenix Sun a little far from the action. He's got that 9-second BKB out, but fight probably did not pan out how PL imagined it.
Yeah, the GGs kind of just pulled back their lines really well there, just to waste every skill.
Right, and now Panic at the Rosh Pit is in major trouble. With everything down, just low on HP and mana, they really can't stand up to this.
You know, all the big spells got dodged there. You know, Centaur Initiation got dodged, Phoenix Sun got dodged, because they just pulled back.
And in fairness,
Good
because the Radiant as well were quite far from that. Like Phoenix just had to ult at basically the maximum possible distance he thought he could get away with it.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Going
attack.
to certainly give them time to knock down the T2 here. EA going for this wave down a bot. A little risky, but nobody really wants to punish her for it.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Our Ranger, incidentally, with that last fight, back on top of the net worth charts.
Yep.
T3 under siege here. Panic at the Rosh Pit really does not have a great defensive lineup. Not terribly good at high grounding here.
Radiant's middle tower.
Might very casually lose a Rax, in fact. Though, the attempt to go in on TA here did not pay dividends for him. The BKB just completely nullifying everything they're doing. These snakes, so they gotta go, man. Somebody get rid of them. No, they're gonna get the job done.
Ours. Radiant's middle tower.
The first Rax of the game gets denied by TRASHBOAT.
Nice.
All right.
Good to know. Should give your team 155 gold each if you do that.
Yeah. Certainly not a great situation for Panic at the Rosh Pit. That was a very, I don't know, a very telling fight for them. They really can't do anything without PL around.
Yep.
Very much focused on him at the moment. And TA can scare people off, but not quite enough to matter.
I'll take that.
Alright, back to the
Back
to the
slower
downtime here.
pace. Yep. I guess that's the issue when you have two aggressive teams competing with each other. Is that sometimes they're just going to get they're going to get tired of their own sort of offensive. Got a lot of circling going on, got a lot of farming going on. PL riding back up here at top. Let's take this time to look at some items. You know, have a little fun looking at that. Why did two people on the Radiant not have jungle items?
Don't need them.
Very interesting. I'm probably just calling in new ones. Yeah, okay. I was about to have many words in very short succession there.
Everyone kind of congregating to mid.
Yep, everybody's, I think this is the classic Dota moment of everybody wants the other guys to engage so they can counter-initiate, but nobody actually wants to initiate themselves. And yep, Dire just moving right back out of mid. One
Oh,
interesting thing, Underlord going for Shiva's guard here, rather than a non-magic sort of source of
I'm gonna hit
offense
them if they
here.
keep going this way.
Well, no, they're not, because everybody's just walking the other way. Comrade Chris, though, stopped. What's he waiting for, dude? Death?
Yep, just gonna eat the smoke.
I don't think he needed to eat that. I think if he just kept going, everything would have been fine for the guy. Very interesting.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top
Casually
tower
lose
has
the top tower up here.
Yep.
It's a bit of an unfortunate pincer that the remaining members of the Radiant have themselves in. They're just gonna have to try to TP out of here as fast as possible.
That
So,
Phoenix
luckily,
knows what's good for him.
yep. No issue doing that. Once again, Radiant just having to give Dire all the space in the world, you know. Seems like the only truly safe spot for Radiant, at least in their own minds, is like, you know, this sort of measure. Man, I wish I could draw on the map right now, but, you know,
Yeah, that's life.
that's life in the big city. The only safe spot seems to be outside of like the stretch to the T1, formerly in safe lane for them. It's basically the big radius of the T2s.
Yep.
They're once again congregating, just trying to take every bit of control of this jungle they can.
Yep.
Radiant's saying, okay, well, if they're going to do that, let's Rosh.
Can't do that,
Though, yeah,
unfortunately.
you're not going to have the time to do this. Not without losing another T3. Shaman has these words up, and there's nothing stopping him. Everybody's pulling right back out of there. Phoenix trying to put as much space on the lanes as possible.
Yep.
Pitlord
Oh,
getting
boy.
quite heavily cut out here. Oh, he's gonna be fine. He is way too tanky for these guys.
Yep.
With a hero like Pitlord, sometimes it's easy to not sort of realize the amount of farm he has. It's not a hero where items feel very tangible, but the reality is they are. He's about as farmed as TA is, and he is
He's super
insidiously
tanky.
difficult to kill. Especially
Yep.
with the Shiva's guard, they need BKB up to kill him, basically.
It's
other
not
hand-
something you necessarily want to use on a pet lord. Oh.
Speaking of Pitlord, though, did not survive PL.
Yep.
Puck having a little scuffle with Centaur and Phoenix in the jungle here. Puck has so much ability to escape at this point, though. Unless somebody on the Dire buys or has Orchid at any given point, Puck is just going to get out of there. It's an unfortunate scenario because there's nobody really good to buy Orchid on the Radiant.
I think PL can buy it for Bloodthorn, but you just usually want to. You prefer like his 25 talent for crits.
Right. Nobody wants to do it, per se. Well, Shadow Shaman has finally met his hero. Dire all looking at Rosh here.
So.
Smoking him for the most part, it seems. Though, speaking of smoke, not smoking, rather invising in for the most part here. They don't actually want to do it, though. This is one of those weird Rosh bait moments. Everybody just walk into Rosh and then,
A little pensive because of the last time they tried.
right, trying to bait a response on Rosh rather than doing Rosh themselves. And when no response comes, they just hang around here for a while. Is this, yeah, it's definitely just a glitch.
Replay bug, yeah.
Got a leveler out here on TA. That could be big for their team if they choose to keep that on somebody. Oh, it appears to have just gone straight into the stash. PL Illusions just pushing up this tower.
PL looking for a Abyssal.
The Radiant believe that the Dire might be in Rosh right now. A little late on that call, I think.
Yeah, it's not like they could have known that.
It's true. Shakiro hates PL illusions.
Who doesn't?
PL probably. Unless there's
Yeah, that's
something
probably true.
unless there's something that he only talks about with this therapist. Oh, PL. PL kind of eating a smoke gank here. Drow multi-shots the wrong way though. And this fight is over for the Dire.
Mm.
Though
It's a shame.
Shadow Shaman is going to just completely get annihilated, and so is Jakiro, especially with the Centaur ult coming in. Pitlord drops the drops his namesake, but really doesn't get much done. Shaman buys back. Oh, both
God.
TRASHBOAT and Phoenix and Centaur all die in a more or less the same spot. A very, very big dream coil as PL just says, nope, I'm out of here, done with this shit. Gets pinged, gets the hell pinged out of him by Puck. This is not good.
Yeah, it's a
Not
bit
good at all
dangerous.
for the Radiant.
Is under attack.
Puck just trying to keep this guy slowed down so the rest of his team can get there. Oh, good dodge.
And yeah, that's it for the guy.
Oh, unfortunate.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's
Drow Ranger is ridiculously powerful right now.
Yep.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Even though that fight started off as poorly as possible for the Dire, basically,
Radiant's top
ultimately it
tower
didn't
is under
matter.
attack.
The Radiant at this point really just
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
are all about surviving, unfortunately for them.
Radiant's top barracks
Yep.
has fallen.
They're all about surviving. They do not have much ability to project offense of their own right now without PL here.
And that PL's team can just get killed around him. And
Yeah.
there's nothing you can do 1v5.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Perhaps he could have 1v5'd, you know,
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
once upon a time, but not anymore.
Puck and Shadow Shaman getting quite heavily messed up.
Yep.
Phoenix Soul
Oh,
really
God,
doesn't
yay.
get much done. TA just melts again. Drow godlike for the second time this game.
Yep. Double godlike. Is a rampage coming up?
This could be. Centaur
Oh, yeah.
Warrunner gets a casual kill for himself, but
It sure is.
does not stop the rampage.
Well, they have given up a lot for this. We'll get repelled from the base at the very least. But at what cost?
Yeah, without Drow's death, it really... I can't comfortably say. Without Drow's death, it really doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
Halberd coming out here on the Underlord, just to make absolute sure in the next fight, you know, TA isn't even able to get
Illusion.
what little damage she has been able to in these fights so far out.
Yep.
Radiant just trying to make a mad dash for Rosh. Not a bad idea at this point.
It's
This guy is
possible, yeah.
this guy right here, Roshan, is really their last hope. Here comes a Puck illusion. PL annihilates.
Alright. I hate Puck illusions.
The real Puck, of course, just casually ratting bot, getting this last last rack here,
Yep.
getting pung.
I'll take that.
Oh
This
no.
might be bad for her actually.
She has Dream Coil to play with. I don't think she will though.
Nope.
Your actions are
Finally
That-
goes
that's-
down. Phoenix is really
Sorrowful
sad about
squawk.
this.
I'm pretty sad too.
The buffed T4s by Ogre Magi here are able to just knock down hordes of creeps at once. Do so much damage, even to the supers in the two lanes here. On one hand, it's very unfortunate for Puck that you know, just casually died, accomplished not much there, but on the other hand, that wasted a lot of time.
Yeah.
Everybody just had to back up to make absolute sure those wrecks didn't go down, because they could come back even from this, but I don't think they can come back from Megas, and I'm I'm fairly confident they've realized this.
Yep.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Draws double damage.
Yep.
They have to be really careful.
Not for long though. It's double damage is about
Sure.
over. Able to handily knock down a load of PL illusions though.
Dire's middle tower
Yep.
has fallen. Radiant's bottom barracks are
Oh,
under
looking
attack.
at that rapier on PL.
Oh, the racks are dead. Alright.
Sure. Shaman.
Sean just casually walks up and ults the racks, and that's it. And they have so much crap to just drop right in front of their buildings. They're not going to be able to pass through here. I think
Yep.
this is just it for. I think this is just it for Panic. I don't think there's a realistic path for them to win this at this point.
You never know. Say it's like a 1% victory.
At this point, I would say it's basically, you know, with the net worth creeping ever more towards the GGs here as well, I would say it's essentially going to come down to, I think GG is making a mistake that Panic capitalizes on rather than Panic pulling something out here. I think it's beyond their own control to win this if they do win this.
If PL buys the rapier, that's like it's like 2%.
Right.
Doubles his chance.
He's got his Demon Edge. I will say I understand why PL bought that MK base for the butterfly that Drow was invariably going to pick up basically, but I don't know, I feel like having seen how this game has gone, it might have been better to go for the other bar and just live with a 35% miss chance on Drow.
Potentially. I mean, it's unfortunate because he kind of needed both.
Right. Well, I don't know. I feel like the solution to Drow here in this game was more, you know, either TA or magic damage. Not PL necessarily. You know, he could definitely play a factor in killing her, but probably wasn't the way to kill her here, right?
Yep.
Certainly as well, just diffusing the situation with something like a halberd would have been equally as effective. I mean, she does have that manta, but
Right.
can only do so much.
Fortune's changed.
Got that. Needed to get that Aeon disc on TA. I noticed.
Absolutely.
It's very unfortunate when
Yeah.
you find yourself forced to buy an Aeon disc in a core.
Yep.
But I can't
They
necessarily argue with it.
actually weren't able to use the Aegis at all. They're actually gonna have it expire
Yep.
here. Just as unfortunate as legally possible. Smoking in here, I'm not
Trying
quite
to,
see the point exactly.
Trying to just end this, you know, force a GG.
Right. It's not going to be a place where, even with smoke, going to be able to safely enter this fountain area. There goes the Aegis.
Yep. And
Yeah,
instantly they just
walk right into
start
it.
running up.
Centaur Warrunner hitting that BKB. But doesn't get basically anything done with it. At this point, Centaur Warrunner's kind of just afraid to do anything without that BKB up.
Yep.
Just pacing back and forth here. Smoked themselves. The former offlane did anyway. And
Right.
now Dire's just walking away.
I think they would love to end this before the PL Rapier goes up. Not that they
Wouldn't be
necessarily
bad.
have, like, a... You know, they know exactly when it's going out or anything.
Right. That Aeon disc going off for TA. Centaur ult, but what's coming of it? Nothing. Drow gets
Tries
a
the best way to go for the draw.
very well timed BKB off. Phoenix Sun actually gets Drow here.
Oh boy.
Snakes are down.
She's
But,
fine.
PL is just in as much trouble as he possibly can be. I believe this is the maximum amount of trouble that a man is legally allowed to be in. Buys back.
Yeah.
PL will not stand for this.
Radiant's middle
I don't think he has a choice, unfortunately.
PL must stand for this.
Radiant's middle tower has
Boss
Gets
calls
shipped
GG,
the
and
fuck.
that's the ball game.
The game.
Wow. Well, that was a slow-paced one.
It happens.
Yep. Well, this is going to be a very cut and dry analysis, I think. PL needed a BKB. That's it. That's really all I can say to this one. I think BKB would have genuinely changed the world here. Without the Crimson Guard popping up on Underlord, the only real response they had to him was the Shiva's Guard and, Drow just out-damaging him.
Yeah.
But, you get rid of that Shiva's Guard, you get rid of the ability for Drow to out-damage you, you get rid of her ability to win the game. And again, does have the miss chance to deal with, but that's not really his, I don't think it's really quite his department to deal with it. Definitely, let Drow get very carried away here.
Yeah, nobody dealt with it.
I think another sort of issue here was no halberd up. In fact, no physical tank at all, really, on this entire lineup besides PL's Heart and the Vanguard on the banana stand here.
Yeah.
Certainly would have gone a long way. I mean, this was really effectively a one-man show here. It's pretty much just Drow having a ball. I mean, that's not to say the other guys didn't do well. I mean, Puck had a lot of really good silences that determined the fight in a lot of ways. Shadow Shaman, of course, just basically just using his wards entirely for objectives, which was good because his team had virtually no objective ability otherwise until Drow got as fat as she was. But, those are sort of accoutrements, really, to the ultimate picture, which is, if Drow was dying in these fights, right, if she had a larger score in that D column than one, it's hard to see the path to victory for the GGs.
Yeah.
You got a lot of squishy heroes that TA can just kind of walk all over that go decently with each other, but really need that consistent slow from Drow to make it all come together.
Right.
So yeah, just very cut and dry game. What do you think?
Yeah. Dangerous Drow Ranger.
Yep. It's hope for a bit more of that conventional excitement here in the next game.